Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I'm Bot. That's not Finn. I've decided I'm adding a line to the intro for now to add riffing. Get a seat, get a snack, get comfortable, and get ready as we present to you our last brain cells left. How you been, not Finn?
I've been good. I also like Kingdom Hearts, so it counts.
It's like you never left.
What's the difference?
So, for context, everyone, to introduce things properly and get this actually set up from the top the right way. This is my buddy Luke. You've been referenced a few times on the show. You've given some suggestions. Yeah,
no, I appreciate it. It's weird being in a situation where somebody that you know has a podcast, because it's like you're listening to them and then they mention you and it's like,
wait a second. Yeah, no, that is a weird feeling. For also extra context, Dolphin was not feeling well. They were taking a trip to the hospital this week, so hopefully they're feeling better. They got medication and everything, so things should be on the upswing, hopefully. Would be nice.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, I haven't reached out to them yet, but just hoping they're doing well and all that good stuff.
So basically, in lieu of Dolphin being incredibly sick, left it up to me. It's like, hey, I was like, hey, how do you want things to proceed this week? And we were torn between either do it. Basically, what we landed on was me doing it with someone else for this week, and surprise everyone, because we didn't announce this or say it anywhere. You, which is funny because I already kind of wanted to pitch you coming onto the show to talk about Final Fantasy VII, because Dolphin just started playing it on their own for fun.
It was so funny because I had messaged Dolphin. It was last week, I think.
Yeah,
And I was like, Final Fantasy on my favorite podcast? And I was like, well, now I'm here, so we cut out the middle, man. We're going to be it's going to come up at some point.
Well, I feel like, oh God, we got to get, I got to put the two of you in a room together just to talk about Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts, because you both have a really deep, they have a Keyblade. They own a Keyblade.
That's great. Yeah. My brother owns a Keyblade, too. It's it's a thing. Actually, he had 100%ed proud mode, done everything in Kingdom Hearts. He's more into it in terms of that than I am. I'm not a completionist with games. That's not really my thing. But
only when it comes to Final Fantasy VII.
Even with that, it's I did.
Really?
They had Rebirth was I still haven't done everything in Rebirth.
Really? I figured by this point you had to have, because haven't you played through it 2-3 times at this point? Was it?
So I only played through it once. And I got halfway through playing it a second time, and it's, for those that don't know, it's a long game. It's 100 hours.
It's chunky.
So, and I wasn't complaining when I played it the first time. That was the best.
Cinema.
I actually, I picked up that. I've been looking forward to that game for and you don't even have to know Final Fantasy to relate to this. It's I've been looking forward to that game for years.
Mm-hmm.
So it was the day it finally came out was also the day I got promoted at my job, and I was just I'm gonna remember this day because
that's just
this
a W
is just
all
a
around.
good day. Yeah, I was this doesn't come around that often. I'm gonna enjoy this.
We do joke within our friend group that we have everyone has a year where a video game everything just happens for them in the video gaming world. Mm-hmm. That was definitely your year, was the Rebirth year. So much. I mean, even now it's still kind of the year of the Luke, because we're getting the Sonic Team Racing, and also the Hatsune Miku is in it.
Yeah, I figured Miku would come up. Do you want to talk about Miku? We can talk about Miku.
I mean, it's one of those things where I can't tell if it started as a bit or if it was always legit but just presented as a bit, or if it's one of those things like me saying where it started as a bit then just became dead ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's one of those things, and it's one of the things that I think I actually love about the internet, where I think it was it definitely started as a bit, because it was it'd be really funny if because I mean, outside of gaming, it's I really like playing sports and doing a bunch of other stuff. I'm not necessarily the stay inside and game all day type.
Yeah.
So in my brain, it was just funny to be I love Hatsune Miku. Not that anybody can love Hatsune Miku.
Right.
There's no restrictions on it, but it was I think this would be really funny. And then I started getting into music in general more, with composing and different stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And I started listening to music, and I was this music's kind of good.
Wait a second, this is well made.
Yeah. So then, of course, she's got like the crossover with Sonic now, and that's like meeting of the minds in terms of like we were talking about it with one of our friends that got it was like a Final Fantasy Monster Hunter crossover. It's like
yes,
our interests just like making out with each other.
Like, I mean, it also extended to like I build like Gundam model kits, and which is referenced by one of the things that Loki added into the background here. I'll make like a circular notation to it right there. But so they had like a Gundam Hatsune Miku crossover where like there were several Hatsune Miku themed like model kits, and I was like, this is the gateway drug. This is how I get Luke into any of my random hobbies. Is just Miku. Miku is the gateway drug. That's a great title.
She is, because she's just tied to like everything. It's like, I don't even think I realized. You could probably think of anything. They have like Miku shoes, Miku like plushies, Miku everything.
It can
like,
literally apply anywhere.
And it just makes it fun because it almost makes you realize it's like that. It's not even just about Miku. It's just about like people sharing joy over like random different things.
That is true.
I don't know. It's a cool thing. It's like, it's one of the, again, to bring it full circle, it's like one of the wins of the internet where it's like, oh, like, you love this thing, I love this thing, let's talk about this thing.
Yeah, right? Cool. It's so interesting, but like, what's interesting about that thought process of, like, you like this thing and I like this thing, so let's be friends, where sometimes people are like, you like this thing, but not this way? Fuck you, I hate you, we're mortal enemies. Yeah. Like, why? Why do we feel the need to do like now granted, I think I'm a little biased on this because I see a lot of it being a huge pro wrestling fan, and pro wrestling Twitter and pro wrestling like internet discourse is so incredibly like what's like tribalistic between like people who really love like AEW, people who really love WWE, people who fiercely love the independent scene, and for some reason they just can't fucking get along. They just have to be at each other's throats, constantly tearing down the other's like thing that they like, which I don't get. I don't get why that's a thing that needs to happen. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any like silver bullet answer. Like, I don't know if there's really one thing that really. But because I've thought about that myself with things where I'm like, I'll notice that I have a shared interest with somebody, but then they like really aggressively have some opinion, and I'm just sort of like, why? You know what I mean? It's like
that kind of happens with Final Fantasy too, doesn't it? Where some people are really torn on like the turn-based stuff versus the newer like 3D action games that they're making.
Yeah, and it's interesting because it creates one of those situations where one of the things that I like about Final Fantasy is that they try to do every game a little differently.
Right. Each one has its own identity, which is fun. I like that.
And yeah, no, I really like it too, especially because there's sort of a problem in terms of entertainment with like sequels and just like kind of rehashing the same stuff over and over again. I think it's like really cool and unique that like something tries to be different every time, but the natural consequence of that is then people, and this is to get back to what I was sort of talking, like what we were talking about before.
Yeah.
People like what they like.
Yes.
And like find comfort in what they like, and I think when different like variations of that come about, and it goes outside of the realm of like, I don't know if I like this as much, I feel like it leads to a lot of people being very like tribalistic and very like,
protective.
I want to like. It's like almost like it becomes their like safe space. So then it's like, I want to like my thing my way, and it gets very like, you know what I mean?
I do, and I think what something else I've noticed is that a lot of people will kind of assume and infer that because there's a new thing coming out, it like cancels out or invalidates the old thing that they really love. But I don't really think that's unless something's like a direct remake of something, then I don't really see it as like with Rebirth and Remake, right? People are treating it like it's like because those exist, there's no reason to ever go back and play the original Final Fantasy VII, and I think that's completely and utterly wrong because they're entirely different like games, basically.
No, for sure. It's like it's more of like and that's always weird with the word remake. Like, it's like, what does that even mean? With movies and stuff too. Like, it was what was the movie? It was Lilo and Stitch. They did like the live action. How to Train Your Dragon 2. Well, that's a great contradiction because the Lilo and Stitch one deviated. Like, it was like slightly different. Yes. And I wasn't expecting that at all because everybody loves that story. Or I don't know about everybody, but like that's like a
It's hard to find
classic,
people who don't like it.
it's a classic Disney whatever. So it's like, you know,
Correct.
people eat that up. And then I'm pretty sure, I don't know 100%, but I'm pretty sure How to Train Your Dragon was just 1-to-1. But they like
It was
shot
pretty
it in
close
live action.
1-to-1. I did see
Yeah.
the new How to Train Your Dragon. It is pretty close to 1-to-1.
Mm-hmm.
I actually thought it did very good, for the record.
Well, I mean, the movie's just good, right?
Well, yeah,
So it's
that's
like,
true.
If they remake it 1-to-1, it's like, yeah, I would think it's
That's
so
true.
good.
Man, this good thing is still good when you make it look better and more modern? Crazy. Who would have thunk? Hey, game developers, take fucking notice. Do that. You know this thing that's like really good when it's like old and you just put a fresh coat of paint on it and it's really good? Ubisoft. You know how like you can just do that and it'd be really simple to do Ubisoft? And you could just like give us the game from our childhood Ubisoft that we haven't played because you don't put it on any working hardware Ubisoft? That would be fucking great. I want to play Prince of Persia, man. I want...
Yeah.
Do I go on this
And
rant
it's-
now? Fuck you, Ubisoft. I can't.
I mean, we could definitely.
Yeah,
we could
you
definitely
finish
go
your
down the
thought first. And
Ubisoft
I'll
road.
stew in the corner for a minute.
Yeah, no, and I think that's the hard, like, because I've heard, because again, I don't mean to keep coming from the Final Fantasy standpoint, but since we're talking about remakes in general, it's like kind of my
That's how we got here.
hyperfixation. So,
yeah.
for lack of a better way of putting
Go
it,
off.
so it's like when the people that made the game talked about it. It's interesting because a lot of people, they don't want to make the same thing.
That makes sense.
And I think the whole concept of remaking something inherently creates a split where I think there are some people that do legitimately want new things, like they
Right.
want to try new things, but you have to walk this tightrope of like respecting whatever it originally was. And I think
Right.
that's where a lot of your frustration with like Ubisoft comes in, because they kind of I don't think they do that. You know what I mean?
Well, I think what's interesting about that is it depends on who's making it and how they were presented with it, right? Because I think if you have a really passionate team that's like, hey, we made this game so many years ago, we want to bring this to a new audience, we want to, you know, bring like show appreciation to what this was and bring new life into it, then people are going to create it with passion. Like look at the Crash Bandicoot remake. Like, you know, like that's a and the Tony Hawk one, that's what I was thinking of. The Tony Hawk like 1 and 2 Pro Skater remakes were like an absolute love letter to those games, and they knocked it out of the park because people making it were passionate. But I think when you get the remakes where it's a massive corporation and it's just a job given to an employee that would rather be working on something different and new, then that's where you lead to those camps of people being like, well, it's my job and I have to do this, but I don't really want to do this. I want to do something more creative. And we're also in the generation of rehashing when it comes to like the new sports games. Call of Duty looks like utter slop nowadays. Shout out Battlefield 6 looking awesome as fuck. But like, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of factors that go into. Actually, you know, this would be a fun thing to bring up to Pokabby, because she's very big in the like game dev scene right now. Or just actually not right now, just in general. I think she'd have a lot of strong opinions on this.
No, and it's always interesting because it's like what you were talking about like the employee that just gets things done versus the
passionate creators.
the person. Yeah, and I guess again there's nothing necessarily wrong with being the employee that gets things done. I think the problem comes where you lose focus because the company is more focused on like making money than making something good.
It is always super apparent when it comes to making video games, whether someone is making a video game because they're passionate about the game they're making, or if it's someone who wants to make a shitload of money. You can always tell on the bottom line.
Yeah, and as somebody that's trying to like, for those that don't know, I'm getting into like making music. I want to be like a composer for like games, and like hopefully even if I could do like TV shows or movies, that would be super sweet. That'd be amazing. Like, it's one of those things where like I was just opening up Audacity to help, you know, because I'm guessing on the podcast. I'm giving everybody a look behind the curtain already.
We've already given a few peeks behind the curtains, but yeah,
that's true. But yeah, I was opening it and it opened this like hub of like different like music things to have, and there's so much like AI stuff, and I'm just like, I feel like it misses the mark of like it's somebody that's skilled at what they're doing, like having a vision and bringing it to life, as opposed to just sort of like generating or creating something like to
That's
check
like
a
a
box. You know what I mean?
100%. There is something intangible. Easy for me to say. There is something intangible about the human passion for creation. And that's something that we can all tell, and that's probably what really stands out about AI art and how people describe it as like, oh, it just feels like soulless. Like, and that's Uncanny, because not something we can like quantify or measure, but it's just something that we intuitively can feel as like, because it's kind of like the opposite of the Uncanny Valley, right? Where the Uncanny Valley thing is like, that looks like human, but it's not quite human, and it doesn't really act like human, so it's awkward. Where this is like, it looks like it was made by humans, but it doesn't look like it was made by humans. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, it looks something that a human could create, but it doesn't look like something that was created by humans, for lack of a better term. How do we coin that phrase? Is it just like the AI Valley?
Yeah, it is still kind of in the realm of like Uncanny Valley, but I think the thing, and this, I'm like, we can get into this too. I'm like, I love talking about stuff like this. The whole concept of like storytelling and the idea that it almost feels like the person that's creating the game is like, or whatever it is, the game, the book, the movie, any form of entertainment, music even, it's like they're sort of like trying to tell you something, like talk to you in a way, and then that is sort of what gets the human response. And then when something is made by like whatever, like a robot or just to complete a deadline, it's like that kind of gets buried, you know?
Mm-hmm. I do know. And that's what's so like interesting about the two of us, how we both have these like aligning ideas and like thoughts on how, what the fuck was I trying to say? The train just left the stations, and I'm like, no, my ticket.
I broke it. It's because we don't have practice.
We don't have practice.
You'd be flowing.
Fuck. Well, we've talked about this a bunch, and like, you know, with how stories work, and I mean, you and I have had different like ideas about making a game, or like what game we would make if we could make one, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, for context, by the way, this by the way, you're gonna hate that I'm gonna say this out loud. You're gonna get a feeling in your bones real quick, and it's not gonna be a fun one.
Oh no.
First off, pause. Second of all, for the extra context of this, Luke and I have known each other. We've met in person technically before we met really like, you know, like we're not like online friends. We knew each other IRL. We were roommates at college for a bit. We've known each other for like 7 years.
Yeah, you're doing the thing. I was like wondering where you were going with it, and you had texted that to me like weeks ago.
So I opened
It's
Snapchat
crazy.
to look at something. I don't remember what I was going to look at, but it always pops up like the flashback memories thing, and it was 7 years ago today was the day I moved into our freshman dorm.
Yeah.
Just like,
I think that's actually why I deleted Snapchat. Not because of what you said, but because I kept getting the memories of like, this was like 10 years ago, and I'm like, because it would go even further back. It would go beyond college. Like it was like, I would get things from like, because I think I got my Snapchat in like high school or something.
Okay.
Because it was like, that's what everybody did in high school, is they just got Snapchat for some reason.
That's true. That is true. We all did do that.
Yeah. There was, if I'm remembering properly, it was like, there was like this girl I wanted to talk to, and it was like, I was like, I'm going to ask for her number. And they were like, it was one of my friends was like, no, that's like too whatever. You have to download Snapchat. You have to ask for a Snapchat. And I was like, I don't, like, because I don't know, for whatever reason, I was like kind of separate from all of that for a little while.
Right.
So then I got Snapchat, and I kind of realized the Snap score. She probably realized that I downloaded Snapchat for her, which that was weird. But I don't want to think about that right now.
It's so weird that they have that like social like ladder programmed into it, so you can tell those sorts of things. It's a weird feature, I think, but yeah.
It created so much like stress, I think.
It did create a weird social pressure.
It was weird because they had like, remember your like best friends list and everything?
Oh,
like,
yeah, when you'd have like the streaks. Yeah.
Yeah. I had a thing where I remember I actually had jumped her boyfriend to be number one on her like list or whatever.
Okay.
It became this like big dramatic thing, and I was like,
really?
This is like really, yeah, it kind of did, because then it was like the boyfriend realized that he wasn't number one anymore and was like, what's the deal? Who are you talking to? And I don't know. It's like all these additional social stressors that come with like texting and Snapchat and all that stuff, it's tough. It's nice to be connected to everybody, but it weighs on you sometimes, you know?
Mm-hmm. That's... God, I didn't even, like... I don't know. I always say that I was, like, a loser in high school. Because I didn't really get, like, a lot of those, like, experiences until I was at college with it, you know? Until we, like, moved into college. Because then was the era where it's like, oh, go ask her for her Snap. And, like, that's how we would, like, talk to, like quote-unquote, like, meet people, right? But even then, it was, like... I don't know. I kind of, like, missed a lot of those things because I was just, like, on the bubble of the outside looking in. You know,
it was definitely weird in my case because I never really thought of myself as like popular, and I don't think I was. It was one of those instances where it was like high school in particular is very cliquey, and I like to think I'm a pretty well-rounded person, as in I'm interested in a bunch of different things.
Right,
and
you can fit in multiple groups. I would agree.
I think the problem with that in high school, I guess not a problem, is everybody wants to like. Everybody's trying to like define themselves.
Yes.
And I was trying to define myself, and what I was finding was every little group I go to, it's like I don't exactly fit anywhere.
Right.
Because it's like I like these people for this, but like I don't exactly relate in this way, and it was like this weird like I don't
like
know
pieces
where I
of it,
fit
but never the whole
thing.
picture.
Yeah, and I think I still feel that way, but I've sort of I guess come to learn that like that doesn't really matter, and that's kind of just how life is with people. Like it's like very rare that you just run into somebody that you're just like the same as, you know, like that's
I wholeheartedly agree. Well, that's usually why what ends up happening is usually people find like one motherfucker, and it's like, yeah, this one right here. This is the one. This is the one person where we actually align on everything. You know. You know? I think it's funny that I feel like that we are each other's that one motherfucker because we align in the video game world, the music world, the random taste world, the sports world, like everything just like lined up on that like what the fuck am I trying to say? That like not like what's the like Venn diagram kind of thing, like the circles.
Yeah,
you know, like circle graphs.
You could just say aligned. Yeah.
Like
it's a Venn diagram. Yeah,
is a Venn diagram? Okay, cool. English is hard. I only speak one language,
you're good.
but you know, like it
is the hardest one to learn.
That is true, actually. Because my sister-in-law, English is her second language, right? Mm-hmm. So she was saying that before, like, fully moving to America and getting her citizenship, that it was really difficult for her and her sister to like learn English because there are so many things that break the rules that we create in English, and that's before you take, and especially like in America, that's before you take into like local slang and local dialects, and just like you can talk to someone from New York and talk to someone from Texas, then talk to someone from Wisconsin, and you have three. You thought you spoke three different languages.
Yeah, it's because it's the Franken language. It's like
that's a great way to put it. What the fuck?
Really? Yeah, no, it's a bunch of different languages like put together, and then because of that, it's like I feel like in the process of doing it, they were like stitching things together, and they were like, "Well, we have to break the rule there because if we stick to the rule, it sounds dumb." And that's how language works. Like it was like I remember because I took Spanish in I think it was in high school. Yeah.
Okay.
And anytime I ran into irregulars, I was like, I hate this. Where it was like because they have like conjugation and stuff. I was like, this is just a nightmare. It's like it's so not fun. And then I was like. The entire English language is just irregular. Like it's like it's so hard to like write any rules because I've seen like people talk about it because I've like met people where English is a second language or they say they're like learning English or even when you compare like American English to like England, you know, it's like there's like differences in like words that are used and it's like it's such a mess, honestly, and I'm just glad it's my first language because otherwise I'd be like, I hate this.
Yeah, right. I'm very glad we lucked out by growing up learning it.
Yeah, exactly.
We just kind of osmosised it.
Sometimes I still do hate it. So
yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. It's fun to fuck around with though. And it's so many like dumb words, like defenestration. Like who the fuck saw someone fall and or get thrown out a window and was like, we need a word for that. You know what I mean? Like, where does some of this shit come from?
Well, it's the fun thing about language is that it evolves, and like like, I don't know why this is coming to mind for whatever reason, but it's like, I know among our friends, it's like there's always this sort of like vernacular where it's like, it's almost like inside jokes. It's like a micro version of what the internet does, where like something becomes funny and then it's like, all right, yeah, it's like, okay, and now we're just gonna like I've absolutely beaten absolute cinema into the ground. Like it's so bad. It's like I will see like
it's true actually now that you think about it.
No, I really have, because like somebody will get like ice cream and I'll be like absolute cinema and I'm like, they're just getting ice cream. Like I need to like
it's fucking true though. Well, it's like me with saying stuff like that tracks. Because I definitely say it a lot, and it got to the point where like you guys will point it out, be like, "Hey, man," or like, "What's the other thing I do?" I feel like there's another one right now. Because I feel like that tracks has just bled into normalcy.
That tracks was really funny because, again, I thought it was just you, like,
just coming like up
I
with
was
it?
just like. Like I was like, yeah, it's Jesterese. I was like,
we could say the other one. You could do my first name.
I
is
actually kind of like that one.
Jesterese is funny.
Yeah, Jesterese is pretty funny.
For those who don't know, I'll dox myself right now. I don't give a fuck. My first name is Thurman because it's weird, and I was named after a baseball player that died in the 40s. It literally started as a joke. Fun. There's a story for another day. You've heard about that. Luke knows the story, and I'd rather tell Dolphin that because I don't think they know the story.
Yeah.
But I have long said that I have the vernacular of an English novel, or like a fantasy novel. I just like say weird things, and so now because of that, you've just adopted or created the phrase Thermanese.
Yeah, I was having fun with it because I was like. And it's a combination of like, I think you said like British YouTubers, is that correct? Like that's a big part of it.
I grew up watching British YouTubers, so I just like compounded all the shit that they said into all the shit that I heard growing up into just one weird like soup of English.
Yeah, I mean that's what people do. It's like grown experiences.
Exactly.
It makes sense.
Like I've looked at my mother and several times she'll say something and I go, "What are you on about?" And that is a 100% British saying. Like people do not say that in the States. But it's at the point where I've heard my brother saying it. I'm like, my brother is the most close-minded, like, bitter, stick-to-his-own-guns asshole I've ever met in my entire life. And he just used a British saying. How did we get here?
Yeah, no, it's
like, what the fuck?
It's the exact same thing where, like, it really is. Yeah, definitely. It's the exact same thing where I have a younger sister. She's in, like, high school.
Right.
And she obviously has her like teenage girl vernacular, like that is there. Like she's like talking like that. But every once in a while she says something kind of like me. And then I was like, that was me. Like, you got that from me.
Where'd you get that from?
Yeah.
It's
and
really
of course
funny.
it's funny because the duality of a teenage girl versus how I talk is there's this big gap there.
Yeah, you do not talk like the average teenage girl.
Not,
I can't,
every once in a while, but not often.
Every you slip into it. Is that like the Miku phase? Is that where like the teenage girl vernacular? Even the word vernacular. The word vernacular is not something that normal people will often say.
Yeah, no.
But I feel like it's just the one word that describes the lexicon of words that I use.
Just a good word. Even you just did it again with lexicon.
Oh, true. Like, I hope people don't think it's like a conscious effort to me being like I'm like consciously trying to talk weird. No, these are just the words that I use because these are the words that make sense.
No, I mean it just checks out. Well, so to again bring it full circle, we were talking about Thermanese.
Yes,
and I know somebody else who she's got British parents. She's got family in like Europe and stuff.
Yes,
and we were just talking, shooting the shit, and I said something, and then she goes, "Yeah, that tracks." And I literally gave her the Fantastic Four gif look. Like I was like, "Say that again." Like, I was like, because prior to that I didn't know. Like I was like, really?
Well, I think I didn't even like consciously take that from there. I think that's something that I just heard for a long time, and then it just like became normal for me. So then I just started saying it. And I forgot where it came from.
It makes total sense because I've done the same thing where like I'll eventually tell a joke and then I'll like forget where it's even from. I'll be like, and 80% of the time it's SpongeBob, but like
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's like what's the SpongeBob things like I made myself a sandwich, like something like that or whatever, right?
Oh, that's the
something.
The song that it's from the episode where Patrick makes the song. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, and it's like with broccoli or something like that, right?
Yep. Yeah, that's
so. Well, the only reason I think about this, because my girlfriend, I'll get calling her Eggy. She has ADHD, and so that for whatever reason, that like specific tune was stuck in her head. And
oh no!
She has a skill that I'm incredibly jealous of, which she is just adept at just like taking a tune and replacing the lyrics on the fly to fit whatever the fuck cursed thought is going on in her head, right?
She's a rapper.
And dude, I'm thinking about it now and I'm fucking laughing. So we got oh god, what I don't remember what it was. We got something in the mail, and like when you try to take a package out of its like cardboard box, and just like it's packed so tightly that you have to like really like pull it off, like really like force it to get it out of the box. You gotta like
get some oomph, like a little.
Yes.
Yeah.
You gotta pick yourself up by your bootstraps and really put some effort into it.
Yeah, exactly.
But so we had one of those packages, and she was trying to get it out, but she's a little prideful, so she didn't want to ask me for help immediately to like get it out. And so she got it like maybe like an inch out of the box, right? And so her brain was like, oh, let me just try holding on to the package and then just like swinging it between my legs, like doing like the grandma throw, right? Like so she was just like swinging it between her legs to see if she could like shake the cardboard box off, right?
Yeah.
Granted, I'm like around the corner because our kitchen has like a little like counter island that you can see over, right? I was on the other side of it, just like seeing her just like with her legs spread like shoulder width apart, just swinging this box between her legs, right? Which is already absurd and hilarious to begin with, right?
And you were like, she's it. Yeah. She's great.
So building on that, right? While I'm standing there, by the way, total silence in the kitchen, right? While she's doing this, she just goes, "This is my flaccid penis."
Oh my god. Oh, that's great.
It was said with total sincerity and seriousness. It still fucking kills me because it was perfectly on beat and in tune and everything.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It was one of those things where she said it and I was like, and then we just immediately lost it. Oh,
I'm sure. No, that's so funny.
It's so fucking funny. It's one of those things where it constantly makes me laugh when I think about it. It's like Dolphin's kryptonite is the video of like the slice of bread falling over, right? If you play that video to Dolphin, they will lose their shit, cracking up hysterical. It's almost like uncontrolled. You know what I mean? Like it's it's giving that kind of vibe.
One of the things I was planning to bring up if I was ever a guest on the podcast, because I was like hoping at some point. Like it was like, because I was really enjoying the vibe you guys have going, which is very cool, by the way. I think it's cool that you've got like, I'm talking about your podcast on your podcast. But
it's getting meta,
and we've been talking about talking for most of this time.
That is true. But that's the other time.
Yeah, but oh no, my train of thought. Where's it going?
You wanted to bring it up.
Yeah. I wanted to bring it up. I was saying you guys have a cool dynamic where it's like, I feel like Dolphin brings like a lot of energy, even like the pitches of your guys' voice.
Yes,
like
they contrast.
Dolphin brings a lot of energy, has like a slightly higher voice, and you go for the lower. Like I'm kind of like radio talk show guy,
right?
And it just is like satisfying to listen to because it's like this like back and forward, and you guys bring different perspectives and stuff. That's actually one of my internal, I don't want to say like fears because I wasn't like fearing. It's a podcast. What am I like fearing? But I was like, I don't want to be too samey with you because like I was like, I want to capture like that dynamic, but obviously I'm not Dolphin. So it's
right. I think we have our own unique dynamic that very much so ricochets back and forth off itself.
No, for sure. I agree. I was just thinking of that because I was like, it's kind of cool that you guys have sort of captured this dynamic where it's like, I mean, you guys are friends, obviously, but it's like you've got enough that's different about the two of you where it's interesting to like listen to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I do know what you mean. It's also the greatest sales pitch the show's ever had, and it was from neither of the two.
Yeah, so guys, you should listen to this podcast because it's good.
Hey, stop what you're doing and start listening to this podcast right now. Don't wait.
That might not work as well as you think it will.
How this is too meta now. Is this like when TV shows start involving like time travel and dimensions? Is that what's happening now?
It might be, yeah.
It's also what the MCU did after they killed Tony Stark. They're just like,
oh my gosh,
multiverse.
We're gonna go down there. Yeah, that road. Oh boy.
Did you see, there was like the new show like Iron? It was like Ironheart or
Ironheart.
Is it a movie?
Yep.
Is it a movie or a show?
I think it's a show, but the fact that we don't know says volumes.
Well, first off, true. But like one of the promotional things was like the main character talking, and she's like, would Tony Stark have been Tony Stark? Or would Tony Stark have been Iron Man if he wasn't a billionaire? It's like, yes. That's the whole point.
He built it in the cave with the box of scraps.
Yeah. That's the entire point of the cave. Like the entirety of Iron Man 3 was him showing off that he's more than the suit. Like that was the entire like subplot of the movie.
I mean, he even had the line with Spider-Man when he's doing like the mentor thing, and he's like, "If you're not, what is it? It's like if you're nothing,
if you're nobody without the suit, then you don't deserve to wear it in the first place." Exactly. It's such a great line too. Mm-hmm. And it's like, man, no one loves forgetting their own lore like the MCU writer.
And I think some of that again is just like probably like lack of creative direction and just the need for them to like pump out more and more because Marvel just prints money. So it's like, they do. Yeah. They are up there on the money printing machines. It's like, oh my god, excuse me, holy shit. You're good. I haven't had water in 30 minutes. Where did that come from? Yeah. What the fuck? I ate rice like an hour ago. Where did that come from? That surprised me. Body, are we cool? Do you have something you need to tell me, bro? We good? I think we're good. I think we're good, fam. What's it? Oh yeah, money printing machines. They got Marvel, Disney, Nintendo, like Pokemon specifically, but yeah, Nintendo as a whole for sure. Well, I feel like Pokemon. Well, yeah, I think Pokemon it actually exists in its own subcategory. It does. I think I just like bringing it up specifically because that feels the most like the what we've received from Pokemon feels the most like a product of that money printing mindset. You know what I mean? I do know what you mean. Well, what was the thing? Because there was more gameplay shown on Legends ZA recently, and people were kind of like sour on it, right? Yeah, I guess because the thing is the big, and again, this is just me. I mean, people probably have different opinions on this. Right. In my mind, the big sell of the Switch 2 is that it's the Switch, except it's up to snuff with like modern games. Right. So you can play something like Final Fantasy VII Remake or like something that looks somehow. Like something that is like a bigger like those games that end up on PlayStation and PC and all that stuff like Spider-Man or whatever. I mean that won't happen, but you imagine though. But yeah, it would be crazy. But I mean, we got Gears of War on a PlayStation in 2025. Anything's possible. It's true. I actually kind of think Xbox is kind of leaning towards dropping out of the whole. Oh, they are. No, they're fully leaning into Game Pass as their model and just bringing Game Pass to multiple things instead of like consoles. I mean, if they don't want to make Xboxes, I guess that's not the worst thing in the world. I feel like I agree. It was the same thing with Sega with like the Dreamcast and all that stuff. It's like they finally got to a place where they were like, we're just going to make games instead of making consoles. And it worked out for them in the end. It has its rough patches. It's like up and down. Honestly, the craziest thing is that the whole. I mean, we were talking about Crash Bandicoot earlier. He's like homeless and like in a ditch right now. I feel bad for him. Oh, it's rough. But, it's like him, Spyro, Banjo-Kazooie. Yeah. Who else? I think those are like the big three of like, can we have more games? I mean, we did get a Crash Bandicoot game, like Crash Bandicoot 4. Yeah, and I actually really liked it. I thought it was a good game. Yeah. But I guess, I don't know. It's just weird that they're in a situation where it's like they're definitely trying to compete with like Nintendo and stuff like that, or like Sega with Sonic. And they have those properties, but they just don't seem to think like... they don't really have like the family market thing that Nintendo does, where it's
Right.
like we're like marketing to kids and stuff. So I guess
They really
just
did
don't-
like nail their branding and their what's the word I'm looking for? Like their target like consumer market. Nintendo's really like they are the like family gaming brand. Like when you think of like family friendly video games, you think Nintendo.
For sure. And for better or worse, they are just video game Disney. Like it's like
Oh yeah, absolutely.
or they're
100%.
going that way. I don't know money wise how that actually really shakes out because Disney's ridiculous. But like,
Oh yeah,
it is one of those things where it's like, I mean, they're even doing the same stuff that they did with like Mickey Mouse. Like they're doing that with Mario now, where they're like Mario can only do this, and like it's
right.
like,
you're not wrong.
he's almost like a brand kind of thing. I don't know.
The psychology behind how Nintendo operates is incredibly similar to how the psychology behind how Disney operates with their IPs and what they create.
Yeah, and it's the same vibe in my opinion, where it's like, I mean, I still love some of the stuff they made. Disney's kind of fallen off, I think, a little bit, and that also could just be me getting older. But
That's true. There's a percentage of that I think is just as we evolve, our tastes change. But I do think there is something to be said for the level of quality and a lot of the things that I've seen come out of both Nintendo and Disney feel like they're just like a step or two out of touch from their audiences. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there feels like there's like a weird disconnect somewhere, and we haven't quite figured out what that disconnect is, I think.
Well, one of my least favorite ones, and this goes beyond that, it's just talking about like, again, entertainment in general.
Yeah.
Is this idea that because something is made with the primary target market being kids, like it can't have depth. Like it's like
yes, absolutely.
I find that to be such a bad misconception because
it's a lazy take in my opinion. I think it's lazy.
I
Not a
think
take,
part of
but
it's lazy.
in general.
Yeah, and I think part of it is just like it's the misunderstanding of like what people really want. Because sure, like a kid might not understand when like I'm gonna make a wild pull here. When Professor Paradox in Ben 10 is talking about timelines and like all this crazy, like he's using his like crazy language that somebody that's like a kid would be like, what is he talking about? Like,
right.
I think there's this misconception that like because a kid wouldn't immediately understand that like they're just gonna be uninterested. When in reality, it's like I'm in this world now where I'm 25 and I still like Ben 10. Because I can go back and be like, wow, this has like actually kind of a lot of depth and it's cool and like good storytelling and you know what I mean?
So it's like no, Avatar: The Last Airbender was perfect for that too, because they perfectly towed the line of like it's something that kids could understand and enjoy and like follow along with this narrative, but it respected their intelligence as growing and developing human beings, where it had a lot of like challenging themes and a lot of like more difficult things to process and like character growth and character struggle, and like everyone talks about like the Zuko redemption arc as like the archetype for how to make like a character go from being a villain and to being this like amazing like beloved character. And like I speak of this as someone from the perspective who was watching the show live, and it was so like it was clearly their intention, because from the very first season of Avatar you're seeing Aang being like thawed out from this massive like glacier that he put himself in, to Zuko on this warship trying to track down the Avatar to restore his honor and gain the approval of his father and like become this like crown prince of the Fire Nation that he's destined to be. And like the way that his journey changes from that to him eventually becoming the Fire Lord, but in a new place of like, oh, we're, you know, living with acceptance and the Avatar is my best friend. And instead of, you know, building this like society of hate and like power and total control, it's like, no, we're gonna restore those broken relationships and like actually do some good. It's watching it unfold from the entire show is really something magical, you know?
Yeah, and it's like all that depth, like from a cartoon.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly. And it was put on morning cartoons for us to watch it. Like I was in middle school watching it, dude. Like
yeah, exactly.
It was made for kids, but it had the depth to appeal to everybody.
Exactly. And again, I'm not even saying there's no place for like stupid fun.
Yes, agreed.
I think certain shows like honestly SpongeBob is a good example. Like SpongeBob has depth in terms of its I think it's actually more clever in its humor than people usually give it credit for.
Yes,
but
I do agree.
At least older SpongeBob.
Yes. Oh my god, 100%. Definitely, they got away with it more back then.
It's very well thought out in how like funny it is. Like it's stupid humor, but it's also clever humor. It's like Dumb and Dumber if it was written by like Spielberg. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to...
that would go hard though, low key.
But it feels that way, where it's sort of like, wow, like, yeah, that's actually like really like smart, and you can tell it was just people in like some boardroom like throwing shit at a wall and going like, you know, what would be really stupid and funny, and it's
yes,
like, yeah, but I kind of feel like I know where this conversation is inevitably leading, and I kind of want to talk about it because we talked about it a little bit already. Digital Circus.
Oh god. Oh god, yeah. Yeah.
Because I obviously I don't want to spoil anything because I have to say it's one of those things where like I enjoyed it enough to the point where I'm like I just want whoever is listening to experience that.
Yes.
Like
no,
I don't want to be the person that like ruins that for anybody because it's such a good. I don't know.
Show.
It's just like such a good show. It's such a good experience.
It will take you by surprise. As someone who just recently like got caught up and like watched all 6 episodes, like it will catch you. It will catch you off guard. You're gonna watch and be like, oh, this is kind of weird and wacky, and then you're like, oh shit, I'm invested in this character. Wait, what's going on with this? Wait, hold on. There's depth there. Wait a sec. Wait, it is intentionally really cleverly written in a way that's almost upsetting at how good it is. It's like, fuck, this writing is really like clever and full of depth, and it's being delivered in this insane like I call it like a shitpost kind of way, you know? But it's like, oh fuck, no, this is real. Like this is going somewhere. This is hitting something. There's like something here.
It's subversive. And I love writing like that because it and not even just for that show, but for things in general that write this way. It does something that I love in writing where it makes you want to go back and experience it all again. And then you go, I get it. You know what I mean? Like when you see a scene and then somebody says something and the first time you watched it, you're like, I don't really get that. Like, why did they? And then you go back and you're like, oh shit. You know?
No, I love that shit too. So that's why it's like, oh god, I love Inscription, and Inscription is full of that. Inscription is so much of that. Which, by the way, if you're listening and haven't played Inscription, do it. Go do it.
Ooh, can I do my thing that I always say about this game?
Yeah, because I convinced you to play it. This is like a case study, right? Where I loved Inscription, and you didn't really know what it was, and I was like, it's on sale, you should play it. It's kind of peak, and then you did.
Yeah, and this is the thing I've always said about it. If you like video games as like a media, like you owe it to yourself to experience it. It's really good.
It's really good. It's super good. It's one of those things where like it's such a great, like, for lack of better terms, slow burn, but it really doesn't take long. Like you could beat that game in like a week. And that's like a working week. Like if you like go to work then come home and play it, you can beat that game in a week. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I've come to appreciate that a lot more with like how much busier life's gotten in terms of other stuff. It's the fact that you can have a profound experience that doesn't take like 60 hours is nice. You know?
Oh, it's super refreshing.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? It's something about like the slow burn like plot reveals of it and how it like, oh god, you can't like talk about it without like spoiling it.
Yeah, like, I think
it's just it's really good. It's super hard to quantify, but you'll know it when you play it.
It has a really unique way of how it pieces itself together.
Yes.
Like it's like oh, like this relevant point came in here, and it's like it's not what you'd expect in a good way. You know what 100%. I mean?
Oh, it is like the king of subversions in my opinion. Because it really starts with this simple formula and you're like, what's going on here? This is weird. And like something that seems like so little and inconsequential, you're like, oh fuck, it's actually because of this. Oh, I get it now. Oh. And I think that's probably the magic of like having people play like your favorite game, or like watching other people play games that you like really love, or like seeing someone experience something for the first time that you got to experience and go through, because you have the nostalgia, the memory of it. But now being on the other side of it, where you have all the knowledge and the answers and information, seeing someone go through the steps of piecing those things together while also having your own appreciation for what you know is such a unique like crossover of like, oh, this is cool, this is good.
Yeah, it does what like a lot of different artistic stuff does, where it creates like connection between people.
Yes.
Because it's like, my favorite thing is when somebody notices something that I missed or has a different opinion, because then I'm like, oh, I didn't even like think about it that way, and it gets the whole brain turning of like, but what if this means this? And
yes.
like, it's the unique interpretations. It's like it's the good version of when the English teacher is overanalyzing something you're required to read in class.
Yes, correct. The good version is a great way to put it.
It's the good variant of that, where it's sort of like, oh no, I really like that. I don't know if it's true or correct or who knows, but it doesn't really matter, because it's just like, this is
good.
Cool, you know?
There's something to say about a media that leaves enough space and enough room for people to fill in those blanks a little bit. Because it's like people, I feel like some people, some creators will feel the need to like have absolutely like every single absolutely every angle and possibility covered or explained or like written for. But I think there's something to be said about leaving intentional pockets of mystery, or leaving those intentional gaps, because it gets people talking and it gets people interested and it gets people to create their own conclusions for those things. It's a hard balance to bring, but I think it's something super unique. Because if we hadn't had that with like Digital Circus, right? Where we were watching it, and when a certain character has a very certain dialogue in episode 6, right? Like Eggy looked at me and goes, "Oh, that's why he has all those things, so he can go and do this." And I'm speaking very intentionally vague about it, but like that's something that I would never even thought of. And it's like, oh fuck, that was literally something they showed like within the first like 5 minutes of the first episode. Exactly. Like, oh shit. Like it's I love it when shit does that. And that's another like, this is just, we're just bringing everything full circle, you know. We are.
We love. I was gonna. I don't know if this is the biggest circle, because I don't know when we made this point. I'm assuming it was pretty early on when we were talking, but the whole like needing to have everything figured out thing. Again, I think it ties back into that feeling of like entertainment is a lot of people's like escape from real life. So they want it to be a certain way. They want it to be understood or like thought of in this way that they've thought of, because it's like, this is how I see my thing. And then it just sort of leads to like, some people reject the idea of like somebody viewing something differently. And like, I don't know. It's definitely interesting. Because the scope of it in terms of like entertainment in general has expanded like so much, especially with gaming. It's like crazy. So there kind of isn't really, I mean, obviously there's always room to like play a game by yourself in your room and just have your like safe space with it, I guess. But with the internet and everything else, it's like everybody's kind of interconnected, and in a way it's like it's a community, whereas I feel like in the past it was more of like an individual thing, you know.
It's so much easier now to find people who are into the same thing as you.
I mean, I could go on Reddit and talk about my theories for my games that I like for forever. I don't do it because I think it would make me miserable, but I could.
Right. Well, because then it welcomes the people who disagree, and, you know, that's what we talked about earlier. But it's like, that's why, like, concerts were such a huge thing, right? In, like, the pre-internet era, because that was, like, the one time you could gather and, like, share the opinions of, like a music that you love, right? People. Or like sports, right? Like all these people who are packed in that arena love that one team, and they're going to gather to see it. And now you're just in a like literally like a pack or a herd of people who love the Yankees or like or also who love AC/DC, you know? And so that's like that weird sense of community that you couldn't really get. Like that you can get it on the internet super easily, but it was super like hard to find like pre-internet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I always struggle with entertainment sometimes because I feel like that's the positive side of it.
Yeah.
And then the frustrating side of it, at least on my end, is and sometimes other people like use it as like an escape to avoid real life stuff.
Right.
And
I feel that.
Striking that balance of like like, but I want to talk about like real shit right now. It is kind of nice to have this conversation because it's almost like, in a way, like, yeah, we are talking about like AC/DC or the Yankees or Digital Circus or whatever. Who
Right.
cares? But the whole point of it is the reason that we care about those things is because they connect back to who we are as people in like real life.
Yeah.
Not to get like super philosophical, but like
No, but
yeah.
it's that's you're right though.
Yeah.
That is pretty much how that works.
Indeed.
What's like
Yeah, that's why everybody...
Oh god, what the fuck was I gonna? I've done the thing where I've lost my train of thought again, but it was something building off of that. Shit. Oh yeah, I remember now. It's well, this is also why it's super interesting that we've grown up when we grew up, because we're a product of the internet and how modern media is spread, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, you know, our parents' generation didn't grow up with the ease of community that we now have so readily available to us. So it's like we're kind of the pioneers of that, right? Because we were the first generation to like, and I said that being like Gen Z, right? We were the first generation to grow up where the internet was already like a thing and existing and in full swing by the time we were like 6.
Yeah,
You know?
it's like we were there for like a lot of the like larger stages of evolution of it. Like,
Yeah,
like
like
I remember
YouTube started in 2005.
There you go. Yeah,
Like, we were
it's like,
5.
I remember
Like, what the fuck?
I remember my dad having a BlackBerry and me playing Breakout on it because it's like and now it's like we have like iPhones. It's like or
I remember when the first
Androids,
iPhone came
because
out. like bruh.
Yeah, I mean, it was like
There's a time before iPhones.
We went through the doodle jump and all that era,
my
that whole
God.
era. You
Dude,
know what I
Temple
mean?
Run?
It's like those
Kids
like
these days
simple
don't know about
games.
Jetpack Joyride, man. They don't know.
Oh, that song is so good. By the way, I've actually
The
like
Jetpack Joyride one?
I've literally tried to like analyze it in terms of like what they did to make it because I think it does such a good job of like capturing what the game is.
Yeah, you know you're right. When you're right, you're right.
Very random
You're simply correct though. Like I didn't realize how right you were until you broke it down like that.
There's a little video that the creators made where they were talking about how they made the music because it's not exactly any one genre. It's like 3 of them put together. And they were like, well, we want it to be like jazzy because we want it to be like catchy. And we want it to be like electronic because he's like on a jetpack and he's in like a lab. And then they were like, and we also want it to be like kind of like rocking, so it's like exciting. So then they just did all of that, and I was like, I guess you can't.
I respect it though. They had a clear identity in mind and went for it, and they really did nail it because, like the second you said it, I was just like, fuck, he's so right. Like I never consciously thought about it. I'm like, no, you're like incredibly correct.
Part of the reason I love it, it's like underlying. It's kind of like the music. It's like you don't immediately think of it, but it really does such a good job of like getting you into it. You know, it's part of why I like it so much. But. Yeah, we were talking about like, what was it? We were
First
talking
iPhone.
About, like, first iPhone. Yeah,
my
the whole
first
tech
phone
era,
was
like,
one of the
all
ones
that
where
stuff.
like you pushed it to the side and there was like a little keyboard, like those
me too.
like the side slide phones. Like, so we really are the first generation to grow up with modern media. We were like the pioneers of it, and I feel like a lot of the like kids who are like younger than us are like, not so much they have a better handle on it, but they're more accustomed to a lot of the nitty gritty that comes with it. When we have enough of the context to be like, well, hold on, why are we doing it this way? Like, let's slow down and really think about what the fuck we're doing right here. You know?
It's true. Like we, like I think about how when I was younger and we had like VHSs, like we still have VHS in the house.
Yeah, dude.
And I mean those are from like my parents' era, I think.
Yes,
and then
100%.
just became. But I mean, then we had like DVDs and like I mean, there's like things in the middle, obviously. But it's like, and now we have like streaming, and it's like all those things. Like, I always think about one of the things I always think about is how I used to sit in the car, and we would go to my grandma's house. And my grandma lived like an hour away,
Right.
And when I was younger, that hour was like hell. Like it was like I'm sitting in the car, I'm like excited to see my like cousins and my grandma and all that stuff at my grandma's house, and like I just want to get there, and I want, and again, some of this is just me being young versus me being older.
Right.
But it was like, what options do you have like sitting in the car? It was like, I remember it was like such a popular thing to have the screens built into cars.
Oh my God, like the back of the headrests in the minivan?
Yeah, so that you could watch TV in the car. And I remember my parents were very like, that will rot your brain.
Mm-hmm.
So I never really got access to that. But eventually I finally got them to cave, and we literally would bring a portable DVD player.
Oh my God. Dude. Like, that thing was heaven for road trips. Holy shit. Oh my God. So I haven't thought about a portable DVD player in so long, but you're so incredible. The amount of times that I watched like Tom and Jerry, well, we had like Tom and Jerry DVDs, right? That like had like compilations of seasons that I got for like one Christmas. So I would just watch like hella Tom and Jerry on that. But also like there was a movie where they had like cars and like raced across like a country in this insane thing. Mm-hmm. They were like racing to like prove to the Warner Brothers exec that they like deserved the show. Movie? Yeah. Like, well,
it's that executive guy where he's always talking. Yeah, and he's I remember that movie.
Yeah,
that's so funny.
It's the last time I watched that. I'm pretty sure it was on a portable DVD player.
Yeah, we're gonna watch part of that movie. That's so funny,
dude. What if? Oh, well, that's how you put Tom and Jerry in Sonic Crossworlds racing. You already got their cars right there. You had like Jerry's like super advanced like tiny mouse racer, and then like Tom just found like a beat up old like orange jalopy that like the mirrors were falling off on it. Like there you go. Put it in Crossworlds right now. Do it, Sega. Do it, you fucker.
But I'm just like, you think about that. Yeah, that'd be sick. But you think about that, and then like so it's like portable DVD players, right? And now it's like, all right, I have a car ride for an hour. I can like text all my friends, like play like any game on my phone that I want, basically,
or even like the Switch. Yeah.
The Switch is like another even crazier version of that, where I'm like, I can like literally like bring my TV screen like everywhere. Like that's insane. Yeah. But I remember like I had my DS even, like that was like the start of it. Like that was kind of like when it started getting more like, okay, like there's more to do in the car right now.
See, I was lucky that I had my Game Boy, like the Game Boy Advanced. That I played so much Pokemon on car rides. That's actually probably why I don't get any motion sickness now, because I'd always be like on my Game Boy or like my DS in the car for like big like car rides. So I think the byproduct of that now is I just don't get motion sickness, which is like cool.
Mm-hmm. Well, the very cool part about it is like now it's like I said, it's like, okay, you can like text anybody, play any game, listen to music, do whatever, like and I think because I have ease of access to all of those things, it sometimes just makes me not want to do any of it and just talk to the people in the car.
Yes,
you know what I mean.
It came full circle. It came full circle.
It did. Again, it's another. Yeah,
I was gonna say it.
Could be the theme.
The pendulum just swung back to like. People like interacting with people would be kind of cool right now. You know,
it's the thing that became so apparent during COVID. Honestly, for me, where it was like you always want what you can't have. Yes. For whatever reason,
100%.
In some way, like it was like I remember there were days pre-COVID where I would be inside all day and in my room and just like, and because I knew I had the option to go out, I was like, yeah, sure, this is fine, but because I knew it was like if I went out, I had to wear a mask and all those different things that were going on during COVID, which that was such a crazy time period.
Yeah, it was,
but. Because I knew like all of that was going on, it felt like suffocating to be inside. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely.
It's just interesting.
It was the choice was like ripped from us for a while. But it was fun coming out of that too, especially for specifically us, because remember we went to see the Knicks at Madison Square Garden at the playoffs.
My gosh.
I'm gonna try to find that picture and put that in. Because that was a lot of fun.
If you can, that'd be really cool. No, it was super fun. And I will say, like, I've been to a lot of basketball games and stuff. This will extend to people, like, even beyond sports, because I think they'll relate. Yeah. Like, it was like the crowd was like wild animals being let out of a cage.
Like, my God, dude. It was so like, rowdy.
I mean, I've been to games with bigger stakes where crazier things have happened, but... It just didn't compare. It didn't matter relative to the fact that like it was this moment where it was like this cathartic, like we're out. You know what I mean?
Yes,
it's like
100%.
We're able to like enjoy that sort of thing that you were talking about earlier, where you get to be among all these people that share this thing that you love and like do this really cool thing. And like I'd like to think I've actually given people that don't like sports at least a little window into the reason why some people do.
I agree. Well, that was the other perfect, like, that's why it was like a perfect storm, right? Because you had human beings just starving for social interaction and starving for that kind of atmosphere, right? And then when you really take the sports side of it, right, when you're looking at like the basketball team, the New York Knicks at the time, right, that was the first time that the Knicks had been in a playoff game for like 9 years at that time. So not only do you have,
I was gonna say this is my sports showing, but it was 2020, and then it was 2013 was the last year, so it was like 7 years.
7 years, yeah. So not only did you have people starving for social interaction, but you had dedicated, passionate, loyal fans starving for their team to do good, and now they're in the playoffs, like actually like making a name for themselves as an organization. So it was just like a perfect storm of just both of those like desperate energies just unleashing into this wild crowd that like, I swear to God, Madison Square Garden is not a small building.
No,
the entire building is made of concrete. I felt that motherfucker moving beneath my feet. The ground was shaking because human beings were excited. Like,
yeah, I got
I'm never forgetting that shit ever.
Like, I got chased insane. Twice getting back to my train. I got chased by people twice getting back to my train, and that wasn't even the most eventful thing that happened that night. So
it's true. I forgot about that.
Yeah, no, that was terrifying. Actually, that was because again, for context, it was like I said, we had been sort of let out COVID wise, but obviously, it was Manhattan, and a lot of people were leaving the city, had moved out or left because of the risk of like being in a so highly like densely populated area.
Yeah, there were several things going on in the city at the time as well.
It was nuts. Yeah, so the whole like Manhattan was like a ghost town after the game. It was weird. And I wanted to take the subway, which is usually safer to do after a sporting event because you're with like a horde of people.
Correct. And I was luckily with a horde of people. I found the horde.
I do the same thing. Yeah, it's like I was like, when I get back from a game, like I'm like going with the group because it's like the last thing you want to do in that situation is be alone. So I missed the stop on the subway, and I was roaming the abandoned streets of New York City. It was terrifying, and I got chased twice by, I think somebody wanted a lighter, if I'm remembering right. Okay. And I was like, I don't think that's what you want, so I'm gonna like keep running. And then,
I'm just gonna not interact with this. Yep.
Yeah, no, and that's kind of what you have to do in those situations. It's like you can't stop and talk.
Agreed.
I mean, it's sad, but it's like, geez, and like, it was scary.
And then the second time, it's better you're a little bit socially rude than you get stabbed or worse. So yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah. The second time was I was trying to get back to, because I was trying to get back to Grand Central. That was like where I was taking the train back. And because again of all the COVID stuff, Grand Central's got 1 million entrances everywhere, but they were all shut except for the main one, and I didn't know that. So I went to a different one and had to like cut down different streets and refigure out where I'm going. And I don't know if other people know this, but like when you're in the city, if you're looking on like your Maps app or whatever, it bugs out. Like it does not know where you are accurately. Like you have to kind of like know where you're going.
Yeah.
So
it gets a little wonky.
Yeah, it was like between that and then like the panicking of like, I don't know where I am right now, and I just got chased by somebody. It was not fun.
Yep.
So and it was still worth it because of everything we talked about before. Like, whatever. I had a great time, you know.
Dude, I still think that's probably one of my favorite like live experiences that I've been to, simply just because of like the energy of it. Definitely my favorite sports game that I've been to, and I've been to a few, but that one definitely tops the memory charts for me.
It was totally spontaneous too, because not totally, but it was pretty spontaneous in the sense that I got those tickets from somebody I knew online.
Yes.
Because they couldn't make it, and I got them at like a really affordable price. Because again, for those that don't know, if you want to go see anything at Madison Square Garden, you're going to be walking out of it with one less limb. So
you don't need both kidneys, right?
Yeah, you figure it out.
Yeah.
But
They gave us 2 for a reason.
yeah, no, well, that was the other thing too, that it was 2, because it could have just been 1, and that would have been like, it's like whatever. But the fact that it was 2, and I was like, I know who I'm inviting.
Well, it helps that I was literally like a train ride away, and we met in the train station. Like it was the perfect storm of just working out.
It's those fun things about life, like our California trip.
Yeah, it was like the trip to LA to the Game Awards. Yeah,
it was like everything just went right. You know what I mean?
The stars aligned magically.
Yeah, it's like I think the only thing we could say we didn't do was have In-N-Out and like we'll live. You know?
When you put it that way too, you're so right. That was like the one thing, like the one box we didn't check off was getting In-N-Out.
I mean, we literally checked every other box. Like we went to Universal. We like you know it was like the whole.
The only other half box was we didn't see Godzilla.
Oh yeah, but even then, I don't even think we wanted to do that at that point because we had a lot of sitting around with the award show and everything. It was like, yeah,
we were hungry to go somewhere and do something, and also just like the showing times were. I remember looking at the show times and they were just kind of like awkward because we'd either be like rushing or we would be like doing a lot of hurry up wait. So we were just like, eh. Which is also funny that again to do another full circle because that's what we're doing this episode.
Making circles.
You and Dolphin both really into Godzilla. That's
really
funny. I'm saying I have to put the two of you in the room together.
I was gonna say I think I have to come back.
No, you do.
Advertising for me to come back, but
no, I think you definitely should just because I just want to have the overlapping of interests there. That'd be fun. I think.
Yeah, no, I mean I know we can shoot the shit. Like we've shot the shit for what did you say 7 years now?
But, yeah, it's true. Yeah,
but
you're not wrong.
But with Dolphin, it's like we definitely have mutual interests, and it's like we could definitely it'd be fun to talk about it and figure all that out. So.
Oh yeah, I agree. Yeah. I agree. Man, this is actually a pretty good time if we want to wrap things for here for now. You know.
Yeah, that kind of felt like a nice little put a little bow on it.
Yeah,
felt nice good.
What color is the bow? Do you think?
I feel like for you it has to be like green, but like a green bow sounds kind of weird.
Yeah, green bows are a little wonky.
Well, because it wouldn't be like the Christmas green; it would be like the like techno-y, like cyber. You know what I mean? Like all your extreme stuff.
Fair. Well, it's also why I use the purple too, because purple's a very good color for that sort of thing.
I
actually think I've bled more into purple being my favorite color over the years. I think it definitely started with green, but I think it's more become purple.
You're a Ninja Turtle.
Fuck, you're right. You're right. Now, as someone who has listened to this show and is familiar with the format, do you want to try to attempt the Dolphin stumble outro or?
That actually wasn't me making fun of Dolphin. That was me stuttering myself because I'm trying to.
I mean, I did quite literally put you on a spot there.
You did.
If you don't want to, I can't do it. I just figured I would offer it because I thought it'd be funny.
No, I appreciate it. I don't think it's happening. I'm not gonna lie.
That's fine. Okay, so here's the fun part about this, right? Usually, what I do, and now when we flip the script one time, right? Dolphin will go through like their outro that piece together, right? And then they'll go like bye, and when they do, I take like 3 steps away from my mic and just like shout something from the distance so it sounds like kind of off mic, you know?
Okay.
So I'm gonna challenge you to do that. Like take like 2 or 3 steps away from your microphone, and when I go like blah, just like shout something, whatever your heart desires. All right? Okay,
I got it. I got mine.
Okay, cool. So to put a nice purple and not green colored bow on this whole thing. This has been a lot of fun. You know, this was a good in case of emergency shatter glass. And also for the record, because that I've done this with my buddy Luke here, Dolphin and I suggested that when they're feeling better, that they might do something of a similar ilk. Ooh. Yes, so stick together to see what that could stick together. Stick around to find out what that could possibly be. But until then, though, you know, we have a YouTube and we have Spotify. Both, you know, we post these episodes every single Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 12 noon Central, and all the time zones that this is posted are linked down below in the description. And also, if you know you're on YouTube, go check out Spotify if you want, you know, on the road or whatnot. If you're on Spotify, we got a YouTube. I add little visuals and we do a bunch of wacky shit on that end. And everything's all there. Everything's all in the description. If you want to join our Discord server, be a part of this community that we're building and growing. If you want to make suggestions, like Luke has done a few times, where we'll talk about and go over questions that you guys want to hear us talk about. And we'll probably get into that when Dolphin's back, because there's a few that are really good I want to get into on that. But all the links are found in the description. Thank you guys for checking us out. And I guess what Dolphin says is we've been your last brain cells left. So, bye-bye.
Gubernatorial.
Did you say gubernatorium? What did you say?
I said gubernatorial.
You did.